Bury the wheel. Lucas will pull the number 1 Cochran Ford F-150 pace truck into the infield. Garrett Crummert, Dave Murdoch will lead the field to the Sprankle start zone in turn 4. Drag race down the front stretch between Crummert and Murdoch. Crummert tries to hug the bottom. Murdoch hops through 1 and 2. Crummert will have the lead down the backstretch. Much smoother track through 3 and 4 after that work. After the heat races, Crummert leads lap 1 ahead of Murdoch. Shingledecker, Schwartzlander, and King Jr. Shingledecker entered this event with a 5-point lead. He trails by 2 points on the track, but a great move to the lead by Jeremiah Shingledecker. Rodney Belts was a late addition to the field, but he'll take the 64 pit side. Down the backstretch, a good battle between Shingledecker and Crummert. Schwartzlander slides off at turn 2. He shuffled back to 6th. Out front at Shingledecker, your leader over Crummert with 4 laps in the books. Shingledecker trying to stretch the lead over Crummert. Crummert with a comfortable lead ahead of Mullock. Then Murdoch is 4th. Rex King Jr. trying to drive underneath Brian Schwartzlander. He'll take the 5th spot. 8 laps in the books. Down the backstretch is Shingledecker, Crummert, Mullock, Murdoch, and King Jr. your top 5. Schwartzlander is 6th, King Sr. 7th. Colton Walters is in the 8th spot. Steve Fetter 9th, Steve Slater 10th. Jeremiah Shingledecker coming to the stand at complete lap 10. Shingledecker trying to drive under 11th place car of Kevin Long to put him a lap down. Here comes Garrett Crummert chasing Shingledecker down the backstretch. They're door to door in 3 and 4. Shingledecker holds the lead on lap 11. Flames out of the back of both cars as they enter turn 1. Shingledecker and Crummert both turning sub 17 second laps as they are at the cross flag. 13 laps in, 12 to go. Kevin Long calls it a 9-22. Garrett Crummert still right there in striking distance with 9.5 laps to go. Caution on the speedway. Rex King Sr. has rolled to a stop in turn 2. The green flag is back out. Jeremiah Shingledecker chose wrong on that restart. Put Garrett Crummert on the outside. Garrett Crummert, your new leader on lap 20. Crummert leads the field down the backstretch. Then Shingledecker, King Jr., Mullock, and Schwartzlander battle for 5th. Mullock hung the right side off the backstretch. Gathers it back up, and he'll beat Schwartzlander to the flag stand for 4th. 21 laps in, 4 to go. Garrett Crummert, your new leader. 2 sticks in the hands of Dan Hunkley. 2 laps to go. Big bounce off of turn 4 for Garrett Crummert. Rex King Jr. to the back bumper of Jeremiah Shingledecker with 2 laps to go. Rex King Jr. has second down the back straightaway. Crummert looking for a smoother ride through 3 and 4. Shingledecker back under Cooter. Cooter shoves him across the start-finish line. Down the backstretch for the final time. All he's got to contest with is 3 and 4. Easier said than done, but he'll hang on to it. Hopping off of turn 4 to the checkered flag. Garrett Crummert, your feature winner tonight. Green flag waves. Great start by Kenny Schultenbrand. He takes the early lead down the front stretch and into 1 and 2. Can't hold on. Jared Miley slides underneath and takes the lead down the backstretch. Schultenbrand trying to hug the bottom of 3 and 4. Jared Miley will lead lap 1. Levi Yetter is driven underneath his uncle. Your points leader, Colton Flinner, slides off the back straightaway. gathers it back up, only loses a few positions. We stay green. Jared Miley, your leader on lap 3. Then Yetter, Schultenbrand, Gary Lau, and Tommy Beck battle for the 4th spot. Kyle Lucon trying to drive around Tommy Beck for 5th. Has to tap the brakes to avoid contact with Gary Lau. 3 wide through 3 and 4 for 4th. Tommy Beck lives to fight another lap. He'll tap the brakes and let Lucon and Lau drive away. Jared Miley already into lap traffic. He's got that 10 machine locked down. Caution on the speedway. Calvin Cohen and a few more crossed up. Had one go over the backstretch. Keep an eye on that Sprankles restart zone down there in turn 4. Jared Miley will be the man to stand on the gas. Everybody else will follow suit. The Jet rockets down the front straightaway. Kenny Schultenbrand back underneath Levi Yetter for 2nd. Good run off at 2 by Tommy Beck. He'll try to take the 3rd spot from Yetter. Yetter gathers it back up, and he chases Tommy Beck down the front straightaway into the high side of 1 spot. Out front, Jared Miley, a full straightaway lead over that 2nd place battle. Jared underneath and puts Clay Rufo a lap down. Brandon Waring in next to be lapped. 10 laps in the books, 15 to go for the Jet, Jared Miley. Caution on the speedway. Back to green. Good restart there by Kenny Schultenbrand. But Tommy Beck and Kyle Knapp drive underneath him, but a caution on the speedway. Tony Burke torn up in 1 and 2. Back to green. Drag race down the front stretch between Jared Miley and Kenny Schultenbrand. Miley has the advantage. Schultenbrand taps the brakes to avoid contact. That gives Miley the lead down the backstretch. Schultenbrand trying to hug the bottom of 3 and 4. Miley still your leader on the restart. Caution on the speedway, this time for Josh Powell in turn 4. 11 laps in, 14 to go. Another drag race down the front straightaway between Miley and Schultenbrand. Schultenbrand maybe trying to squeeze him a little bit into turn 1. Miley still your leader down the backstretch. Here comes Colton Flinner into the 3rd spot. Looking to make it a 3-car battle for the lead. Colton Brand and Flinner. See less bounce in the car for Jared Miley than you see for Schultenbrand and Flinner. Caution on the speedway. This time for Levi Yetter, crossed up in turn 2. Jared Miley, a better restart that time. The clear lead into 1 and 2. Shuts the door on Kenny Schultenbrand. Slides up to a little bit of cushion there in turn 2. Cross flags coming for the Jet, Jared Miley. Tommy Beck around the outside of Kenny Schultenbrand for 2nd. Well, Sean Schultenbrand was all kind of slideways right in front of Jared Miley. Miley to the high side trying to drive around Schultenbrand, and Gary Lau has to tap the brakes to avoid contact with Lau. He's clear of Schultenbrand. Lau is the only other car ahead of him. Dives underneath Lau in 1 and 2. White flag waves for the Jet. Down the backstretch for the final time, through 3 and 4 to the checkered flag. It's the Jet, Jared Miley. Late race to 2nd to Colton Flinner. Those 2 points very helpful in the championship hunt. Putting on the front row, your points leader Brandon Mattis to his right, Matt Sherlock. Row 2, Bowser and Kurger. Row 3, Farnham and Soderman, then Hobaugh, Flick, Landrum, Gallagher. Mattis stands on the gas over green. Brandon Mattis leads the field into 1 and 2. Carl Bowser has second down the backstretch. Matt Farnham fourth, trying to get Matt Sherlock for third. Keep an eye on Cy Lynch into the side of Motorsports 42 coming from the tail. George Hobaugh to the bottom, AJ Flick around the top side of Sherlock. They tap the brakes and Sherlock gets them both back on the backstretch. Mattis underneath Salisbury, splits him and his dad Brent Mattis. Little bit of breathing room now for Brent Mattis as Farnham had reeled him in. Carl Bowser is back around Farnham for the second spot. Heavy traffic there for the second and third place cars of Bowser and Farnham. Bowser splits Brent Mattis and Farnham down the backstretch to hold his second spot. Out front is Brandon Mattis, almost a full straightaway lead ahead of Bowser and Farnham. Soderman back underneath his buddy AJ Flick for fifth. Battles all over the track. 3-car battle for the fourth spot. It's Kurger, Flick, and Soderman as they try to work lap traffic. Cy Lynch wants to make that a 4-car battle for 4. Brandon Mattis will get the 5-knuckle shuffle from Dan Hunkley at the flag stand. 5 laps to go for the wheelman. Straight away behind Mattis in heavy lap traffic. Mattis with a good run through those 3 lap cars. 3 cars between he and Bowser with 4 laps to go. Balls are upside down over the right rear. Carl Bowser violently flips down the front straightaway ahead of Matt Sherlock. Brandon Mattis up into loose stuff, stands on the gas, and we're back to green. Farnham to the bottom. Mattis to the high side. Mattis will lead the field down the backstretch, but here comes Matt Farnham. Dives underneath Soderman. Bounces through 1 and 2. Soderman and Lynch are wheel to wheel. Soderman leads for the second spot down the backstretch as the white flag waves for Brandon Mattis. Cy Lynch with a late run, slides under Soderman. Soderman tries to cross back under, beat him through 3 and 4. Coming to the checkered flag, it's Brandon Mattis. Soderman second, Lynch third. Up on the top, way up in a big hand for the wheelman, Brandon Mattis. Miller and Utier on the front row. Fosnot McDonald on the second row. Then Carbo, Zambati, Doherty, McPherson, Schneider, Lambert. Mike Miller stands on the gas and we're green. Good start by Brett Utier. He'll try to beat Miller into 1 and 2. Miller likes the high side, but Utier had the position, and he'll have the lead position down the back straightaway. Looking strong out front so far, the youngster. Regular out at Latrobe Speedway, the 4 of Brett Utier. Half a straightaway lead ahead of veteran Mike Miller. Brett McDonald is third. Brian Doherty fourth. Jason Fosnot's got some left front damage on that J19. James Birch's flat right tire. Some further damage under the bottom of that 22B brings the pit side Tony Arapino 54E to the backstretch. Joey Zambati, a flat tire, rolling slow down the backstretch. He'll take it pit side instead of coming into the infield. Caution on the speedway. 6 laps in for your leader, Brett Utier has chosen the outside for the restart. Puts the veteran Mike Miller on the inside of that front row. Green flag is back out. Doherty's won a race in that car up at Marion Center. Oh, contact. Brett McDonald spun on the front straightaway. Back on the gas and we're back to green. Brett Utier will see the cross flags this time at the flag stand. Looking first. Lernerville feature winning that 4 car. feature wins at PPMS. Caution on the speedway. Got one stopped on the backstretch. Better start that time. Drag race down the front stretch between Utira and Doherty. Utira has the slight advantage, but here comes Doherty with a good run through 1 and 2. Utira tries to cross them under. Drag race into 3 and 4. Utira wants the bottom. Doherty up to the high side. New leader on lap 12, Brian Doherty. Using all the track, trying to take the line away from Brett Utira. $15 laps in, 5 to go. Brian Doherty, your leader, but here comes Brett Utira down the backstretch. Utira to the bottom of 3 and 4. Gives Doherty room. 4 laps to go. Joey Zambotta's got his hands full tonight in that 948, but he's still out. Good run on the bottom of 3 and 4 for Brett Utira. He'll try to beat Brian Doherty into 1 and 2. Gets crossed up, stands on the brakes. Back on the gas, shuffled back to 5th, trying to gather it back up. Now back to 7th, 8th, and probably outside the top 10. White flag away for Brian Doherty. Mike Miller 2nd, McPherson 3rd. Nick Kachuba 4th. Good battle for 5th between Brett McDonald and Mike Board. A little bit of contact there coming off of 4. Jake Dietz trying to dive under Brett McDonald for 5th. Here comes Chase Lambert back to the front. Checkered flag waves for Brian Doherty. Out of the car, and Terry Bowser excavating victory lane for the first time as a driver. Brian Doherty, your feature winner tonight.